The 2023 Honda Pilot TrailSport has finally arrived. It has a lot of cool and exciting features that this model is providing. And in this quick video, we're going to go over the things you may not know about the all-new TrailSport and take a look at some of the features that will entice you to buy this crossover. Now, before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout and thank you to Honda North in Danvers, Massachusetts for allowing me to do this video. Their link will be in the description below so you can check out their extensive Honda inventory. And so, without wasting any further time, let's check out what's new for the TrailSport. Starting off at number one is the advantages of going with the TrailSport over other trims in the lineup. The TrailSport is the rugged and off-road worthy version for the Pilot for 2023, and you're going to start off with the all-terrain tires. These do come standard, giving you better traction during adverse weather conditions, or maybe when you're going on the trails, taking on some deep snow or mud. Also, you're going to have off-road tuned suspension, so that way you're going to have the ability to go through the dips and the ruts that you will encounter on those trails, but it will affect on-road performance. Just keep that in mind. If you can live with that, this isn't going to be an issue at all. You're also going to have some skid plates as well, giving you the confidence to take on those trails throughout the year. You'll also have an additional 1 inch of ground clearance to give you 8.3 inches overall, which should be adequate for what you are going to encounter throughout the year, whether you are going skiing and snowboarding up in the mountains or you're going to be doing some camping during the summer. Underneath, you will have a full spare tire, so that way if you do encounter a flat on your road trips or travels, you can fix that and be back on the road. 2023 also gives you 3 new drive modes, and this is more specific for the TrailSport. So we have the Sport mode, we have Normal, Eco, Snow, Trail, Sand, and Tow. What I have noticed with these off-road modes is that your camera systems do get activated. So you have a front-facing camera, also a top-view camera, so you can see what's ahead of you on the trails, or if you have an unplowed street that you need to get through, you can see everything right there. Also, before I forget, you do get hill descent control as well, so you have a lot of capability with this vehicle. It's definitely off-road tuned and off-road worthy, but also it's a vehicle that you can still drive on a daily basis. New for 2023 is a 10-speed automatic transmission that is paired with the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, producing 285 horsepower and just over 260 pound-feet of torque. This is a minimal improvement over last generation. Also, last generation had a 9-speed automatic sourced by ZF, and you are going to find that the 10-speed shifts crisper and smoother. Now, with the TrailSport, you are going to have the all-terrain tires, as I just mentioned, and that might play a role in the ride quality, but also how much road noise enters the cabin. And here's what I had to say during the test drive. Has a nice pickup to it. Now, it's not a barnstormer by any means. It's not going to be an athletic vehicle, because with the higher ground clearance and the off-road tuned suspension, it's going to have not the lower center of gravity that you might find in a sporty SUV or crossover, but that's not what this vehicle is designed to do. In fact, it's a crossover that's going to give you a lot of capability and durability, and a vehicle that is going to be suitable for all weather applications, whether you do deal with snow during the winter or you're somebody that likes going on the trails during the summer. With the off-road tuned suspension, I'm going over the bumps and imperfections, and I barely feel them, which is exactly what I wanted to see, because I was very concerned about the TrailSport and wondering, is this a vehicle that's going to be conducive for a lot of Americans? Are people going to wonder, did I make a mistake by not choosing a different trim? But with the TrailSport, you're getting that sportier design, you're getting that aggressive look, but also you're getting a vehicle that is capable, but is not really taking away from the comfort that you're looking for in a market at around $50,000. In fact, this feels very much like other vehicles in this segment, and dare I say, it feels like the Subaru Ascent or Nissan Pathfinder, and that's why I think the TrailSport and just the Pilot in general is going to be a home run hit for Honda. Moving on to number 3 is the Honda Pilot's practicality. Compared to last generation, the 2023 model grows in length by 3 inches. But it's not just the exterior dimensions that have grown and have improved, it's also what you find on the inside. First, starting off with the rear cargo area behind the third row seats, you're going to have right around 22.5 cubic feet of room, which is class leading in this segment. This is better than the Subaru Ascent, also the Volkswagen Atlas and Toyota Highlander. As you can tell, this is usable space. Most Euro crossovers, they are a bit tight and really not conducive for most families, especially if you are doing a grocery run or you're running errands and you have kids in the third row. As you can tell, I have my camera gear back here. So there's 2 bags of camera gear, a gimbal box, and I also could have fit my tripod as well. There's also a side pocket for some smaller items, such as a first aid kit. And then beneath the floor mat, you're going to have another storage compartment for some slightly bigger items. I think you can fit some smaller bags and flatter bags back there for better versatility and practicality. Overall, with the second and third row seats folded, you're going to have a whopping 114 cubic feet of room, which is really fantastic to see in this segment, especially for a vehicle that's not a full-sized SUV. But it gets even better for occupants in the second and third row seats. That additional 3 inches in length translates to the interior. So if you are sitting in the second row, you're going to have an additional 2.5 inches of legroom over last generation. So you can have average-sized adults sit back here behind a taller adult in the front and also the front passenger side. But also what you have here is caption chairs for the TrailSport, which is standard. Now you can get bench seats on other trims as well, with the center seat being able to come out, much like we see with the Acura MDX. So you can go with a 7 or 8-seater configuration, but this is probably the best situation right now for the TrailSport, as it is more of a sporty and aggressive vehicle, and you might want to have some friends or some family tag along with you on your outdoor adventures. Then for passengers in the third row, they'll get a slight increase in legroom over the outgoing model with a 1/2 inch of additional legroom, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in my full review, I was able to sit back there very comfortably, and I think you can have smaller adults but also larger children sit back there so the entire family can join you on those road trips. Also, of course, you have plenty of headroom, even with the panoramic moonroof. And then finally is the pricing at $48,350, which doesn't include destination fees. Now, even though Honda is marketing this vehicle as being a mid-tier trim, and it's not as well equipped as what we see from the Elite, this vehicle does give you a lot of features and a lot of value for the price, such as 3-zone climate control, a half digital, half analog gauge cluster, a nice 9-inch touchscreen, also the panoramic moonroof as well. And even though these are not genuine leather seats, they are very comfortable and supportive. This vehicle does feel very upscale for the price point, but also the build quality is exactly what you want to see at around $50,000. You'll also have a wireless phone charging pad, which comes standard on the TrailSport with a USB and USB-C input up front with a 12-volt outlet. And even though you don't get onboard navigation, you can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto through Google Maps or Waze, so I don't think that's going to be a major issue. Also, you do have power folding side mirrors as well, and it just seems as though that Honda is really focusing on being an upscale brand, but also a quality manufacturer, especially in this segment. And when you take a look at the pricing at around $48,000, you are receiving quite a bit for this vehicle, and I think you're going to really enjoy your time owning the TrailSport, as it is off-road capable. You also have a great transmission and powertrain, which will add some exhilaration to your driving experience. But more importantly, you have a lot of comfort with this crossover, and better yet, it has a striking road presence, which will garner quite a bit of attention on the roadways. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Boston Autoblog so you can see what I'm up to and what vehicles I'll be featuring in the future. And I will see you guys next time.